Hello, brothers and sisters. Thanks for joining me again today. This time, let's talk about a story I saw out of France. Driver shouts Allahu Akbar after plowing into 10 pedestrians, critically injuring 4 in France rampage. A driver shouted Allahu Akbar after he deliberately plowed into 10 people during a violent rampage in western France on Wednesday, critically injuring 4, according to reports. The brutal scene happened just before 9 a.m. in the villages of Duluth de Oloron and Saint Pierre de Oloron, an island off the west coast of France. The male driver, identified as a French nationalist in his 30s, known to police for petty crimes, rammed his car into the crowd that consisted of pedestrians and cyclists. Some of the 10 people, including 2 who were in critical condition, were airlifted to the University Hospital Poitiers, according to the outlet. Their ages range from 22 to 67. The unidentified driver was detained near the crash site, attempting to light his car on fire. The driver shouted Allahu Akbar during his arrest, the outlet reported, citing the local prosecutor's office. Multiple accidents occurred in Saint Pierre and Duluth, the mayor wrote on Facebook. They were caused by someone deliberately causing these accidents. An investigation was opened into the cause and motive behind the scenes, including if the driver suffered from psychiatric disorders or was abusing drugs and alcohol. He may have psychiatric issues, but I think it's also fairly obvious that this was Islamic extremism. So let me just call it what it is. This story piqued my interest really on 2 fronts. One of the things I always say is the UK banning firearms and really anything that can be used as a weapon is a fool's errand, because all a crazy person or a radical has to do is get in a car and run a bunch of people over. Bad people will always find weapons. All these laws really do is disarm the general population and take away your right to self-defense. Now, you can quibble on whether you have the right to self-defense or not. I would say if you cannot carry a weapon with you, then you have no effective right to self-defense. The 10 people stabbed on the train in the UK, what self-defense did they have? I think one of them grabbed a Jack Daniels bottle. All you can use is what you can find nearby when a madman comes at you with a knife or some other weapon, because madmen and criminals don't obey the law by definition. You're only penalizing the law-abiding people. So I say in the UK, even if there's no will to bring back guns or even knives or bats for self-defense, can we not change the law and allow pepper spray again? The police can use it, right? And if somebody uses it inappropriately, then they should be charged. The law should be written so that if a person reasonably believes that he is in danger of assault, he can use pepper spray on the other person. It'll be up to the courts and the police to decide whether that use of force was reasonable in that situation. I think that's a good compromise. Now, personally, I think everyone should be able to carry guns. That may be a bridge too far. The second thing I wanted to say is really about Muslim extremists. Britain and America, people need to wake up and not stick your heads in the sand and say, oh, because of all the woke DEI lunatics out there, and being terrified of being called a racist or an Islamophobe or something like that, we're just going to give a pass to people that are in the victim classes. No, if they commit crimes, they should get the exact same as anyone else. Justice should be blind to religion, color, race, these kind of things. Or Europe and the UK, you're going down a very bad path that you were warned about. Let me introduce you to the foreign minister of the UAE and what he said in 2017 on this very matter.
And let me say this in English so you can understand what I'm saying.
I have translation.
No, I know you have translation, but I just want to make sure you get it right. There will come a day that we will see far more radical extremists and terrorists coming out of Europe because of lack of decision-making, trying to be politically correct, or assuming that they know the Middle East and they know Islam and they know the others far better than we do. And I'm sorry, but that's pure ignorance.
So there you have it. You've got the UAE foreign minister 8 years ago warned the West that we were on the wrong path. All of this coddling of radical Islam is going to lead to more extremism. If you notice, you don't see very many radical Islamic stories coming out of the Middle East because they crack down on the crazy people. In the West, we're allowing the crazies to do whatever they want and take over. People want to be politically correct and not called Islamophobes and racists and such. Again, I say no. Justice should be blind. I am sure this guy in France, there were signs that this guy had mental issues or that this guy was dangerous or was an Islamic radical and should have been stopped before he got into that car. I bet in the investigation they're going to find out he got a pass because he was a Muslim or because he was a minority or something. And I say no, stop with the suicidal empathy, Europe. You're going down a bad path. Europe is becoming a third world continent, and the UK too. So stop before it's too late. Elect politicians that will safeguard civil rights and force the police and the court system to fairly adjudicate the law and be colorblind. Let me know what you think. If you like this, like and subscribe. If you don't like it, don't watch it. Thanks, bye.